the topic of Facebook, I don't mean to interrupt you, but would you mind if I plug your Facebook in chat so people can see your videos?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think they're public. I don't know. If not, they'd have
I
to
think
add
they
me.
are, yeah. I
Uh,
think they are.
yeah. Canadian Destroyer.
Oh, that is an awesome move.
I love this move because it's basically a make or break.
Yeah.
So I remember the first time I did it was on a guy, and I thought I'm either gonna die or I'm going to nail this, and it's gonna be perfect. So it is because you are having to flip yourself all the way around, and if you do not carry the weight, you can either spike it on your head, or you can actually get the full momentum and go all the way around. So I was really worried that I wasn't going to get all the way around with my flip. So I was like, oh. I was like, I don't want to do this move. I want to do this move because you don't do this move. And I have seen some women do this move. They haven't done it very well. So I was like, I need to do this. I need to do this move because it's just not a move women do. Well, they do it. And the first time I did it, it was perfect. And I was just like, oh, Lord. It's great. So that's my favorite move to do.
Canadian
It's fun.
Destroyer. What about submission
Yeah.
moves?
Um, oh. I love doing uh, Texas Clover, Boston Crab.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I have done it, obviously. But sorry, my knees are sore again. I keep moving. Um, yeah, joys of wrestling. Your knees are stuffed. I can't sit too long with my knees bent, and I can't have my knees straight for too long. um, I love doing the Boston crab in particular. I find it's hard though because it's so short. Remember, I'm 5 foot, so it's so much bigger than me. It's tricky to get all the way around full flat on my face.
Me personally,
I
I
love it.
like, I love Dragon Sleeper. That's probably one of my favorite moves.
I think that's a good move.
Dragon
Hmm.
Sleeper and, well, obviously the Gogo Plata, but it's just really just, it's Dragon Sleeper is so complex and simple at the same time, It's just a really
Yeah,
beautiful move. As for
it is.
grappling, I love neck breakers. I don't know why. But neck breakers has always been one of my favorite moves to see.
Mm. Well, it's a move that's put on. It's going to hurt somebody. It's an effective. So even though a lot of people go, oh, neck break is quite basic. It's basic. You want something that's effective. So sometimes fancy isn't the way to go. Sometimes just something
Yeah.
effective is all. So, go the neck breaker. Maybe I'll add it into my next match.
Have you
What
ever
about you?
wrestled under any other personas other than Sarah J? And if you have, which have you enjoyed and why?
Okay. I wrestled years and years ago, really briefly, under Delta.
Delta. I
Delta.
think I actually
My
seen
horse
that
was
on
called.
YouTube. I think there's actually a video of you
No,
on YouTube as Delta.
no, no, it wouldn't be.
You don't think? Might be
It
thinking
was
somebody
very.
else.
It's very simple. This is going back years ago when I was first starting out. I was very young.
Oh, okay.
Uh, yeah. So I picked the name Delta because my horse was called. So I was just like, oh, my horse is called Delta. I'll call myself Delta. I did do a gimmick a while ago. I was still Sarah J. So much fun because I was a completely different persona. They chose to keep me as Sarah J because everybody knows me as Sarah J. But it was like I was part of a stable called Rejected Inc. Like Rejected. we were a bunch of girls that no one liked. We were the rejects. We were the crazy ones. We were the ones that caused mayhem, interrupted matches, and we were psychotic and like really different. I used to come out with them. I was the only girl, and I was sort of like came out dressed differently and like a corset and suspender belts, a little bit cheeky. It was an 18 plus show. I wore a little suspender belts, fishnets, but I was crazy. Like I come out and I was like jumping up and down and twirling my hair and being really, really like crazy. It was fun. It was fun to do something where I wasn't being my typical. I'm a fighter. I'm a kick-ass fighter. I'm tough. I'm just as good as the guys. So it was completely different, and it was fun. So probably similar. I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet, Suicide Squad, but you know how the sort of like
Yeah.
crazy. Maybe we were similar to that. I'd have to watch it to see. Maybe that sort of style, like that.
Sean asks, do you think ring psychology has been replaced by move spots?
Yes and no. Look, honestly, I love lucha wrestling. I love the style. So I don't mind when you're in and doing that sort of style wrestling that you see, because that goes with that wrestling. Uh, if you try to do a good match, if you just do a traditional match, then I think you need to not be skinny. You need to prove that you can wrestle, that you can grapple. I think some people these days that are green are definitely too spotty. Uh, and they don't need to be. But what they're trying to do in a typical young young wrestling mentality is, oh, I got all these fancy moves that I've learnt, and I want to put them all in my match. So
Yeah, I
they
mean, you
think
cloud a
that's
match up too much. It just gets, like, too, it's too over dramatic, and you gotta better sell your moves, even on offense, you gotta better have that selling point to where, it's not, oh, just look at me, but look at what I can do with this.
yeah. I see it all the time. I see the young people come out and they're just like, oh, we just want to jam in all the cool stuff.
Well, I've told you
And
before, in one of our chats on Facebook that, I love wrestling, and I'm a huge fan of indie wrestling. That's, where I started watching you at was on, your YouTube channel years ago. And
yeah,
that's one of the things of why I actually loved watching you wrestle is because it's not just, spot, spot, spot. You had tons of psychology in your matches to where you could sell the crowd, who you are and what you're about, while maintaining, look, I'm here. And whether it's against a male or a female opponent, I can still hang in there and give it a go with just any other guy or girl on the roster. And that's what makes you a real wrestler. Not a diva,
yeah,
but a wrestler. And that's what people need to realize now is that women can wrestle better than most men can nowadays. Especially some of these new guys. Even some of these guys on TV, like, I don't know who comes to mind. Like Rusev. Rusev is a big guy, and that's the whole WWE nostalgia is, you have to be this big 700 pound, 5 feet, guy that's, like Braun Strowman who, throws around luchadors all day. But it's boring to watch because all he does is throw guys around, whereas, people like
yeah,
you can get in there, like I said, with a male or female opponent and still hold their own entire match. And not let it,
yeah.
be a one-sided match where, they have to carry you. I've seen matches
No,
with you where you have carried your opponent, so there's definitely much respect for that.
I try to create a story with my matches. My match, a story. So to either I want you if I'm want you to feel sorry for me. I want you to feel what I feel. So if you see me in pain and agony, I want you to feel that. Um, I think I do it so well that every time I go outside into the loft room afterwards, everyone's like, "Are you okay?" Well, fine. Maybe I'm a bit sore, but I want you to feel what I feel. It sounds like I'm playing the movie Saw, but I'm not. I love those movies, but horror movie buff.
Oh, we love
But
horror movies.
yeah, feel what I feel.
Our last,
Yeah. See,
the last date me and Dale had was actually for, I believe Saw 4. Or Saw 3, Saw 4. I don't know, one of them, but she loves horror movies. And we always do horror movies for our dates. So that was awesome, you know.
I actually want to find an old horror movie, like maybe a horror game, like maybe Silent
Oh
Hill
my
or
god,
something.
Silent
That
Hill. Okay, let me tell you a story
like,
here. Vale had
tell
came
me.
to my house once. We were about 16 or 17, I guess. Because Silent Hill is a pretty much older game now. I hate saying that, but yeah. But Silent Hill came out, and she had never played it. And my friend Harvey had played it. And, I had started it out, and I was like, got totally scared, and I'm a big wuss. You know, I get scared for nothing, and she totally scared the hell out of me with that game. And then, so I tell my friend Harvey, I'm like, dude, I want to see the end of this game, but I am totally not playing it, you know. It's just totally going to have to be you all the way. I'll just sit back and tell you what to do and totally backseat drive you through this. And so we played Silent Hill, and then for 4th of July weekend, Vale came visit and she wanted to see it. So I was like, okay, I'll totally show her up and, you know, show how manly I am and breeze through this game, you know. So when we get to a part of the game, we had all the lights out in my room. We had my door closed, my back door closed. So there was no light except for the TV. And it was totally just dark as could be. And they had this part. It's the very beginning of the game where it's real foggy at the circus, and you know, I was like, oh my god, there's something in the fog. I said, there's nothing in the fog. I'm like, there is something in the fog. And we argued for like 20 minutes about if something was in the fog or not in the fog. So finally I got brave enough to go in the fog. And right when I got into the fog, our neighbors next door threw off a whole bunch of fireworks and just scared me to death. I had that story that I had that controller thrown all over the place. And then I get to like where I'm calm and I'm gonna play again. And we just start playing again. And her mom knocks on my door and scared me again. I was like, nope, I'm done. And that was the end of that. That was the end of that.
Oh no. I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna play it.
Yes, we need to
I
see
need
Sarah
to get.
J play Silent Hill.
I love horror. I'll be like, ooh, what's next? I don't think horror scares me. I'm more like, I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Bit concerned. But no, I'll find it and I'll play it. So I used to have a copy, but I've lost it. So I'll have to maybe look on eBay and see if they've got an old copy.
Everybody loves eBay.
Yes, everyone loves eBay. Good old eBay.
So,
The very first item I bought on eBay, the very first was a Droz wrestling figure.
oh, awesome.
I know, most people are like, Droz? Droz. That was my first ever eBay purchase. So,
Myself, I'm a huge Undertaker fan, as I told you, and I have a whole shelf in the corner of my room with nothing but Undertaker action figures. Or some are like almost 20 years old, they're so old. Like some of the
okay.
originals. And for Christmas one year, my brother and my grandpa built me a custom casket that the Undertaker used to have for his casket matches. And I have one of my Undertaker
Yes.
toys inside of it, so it's pretty cool.
Wow.